This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during.
Welcome to Wagschicago. Let me get back to my Facebook. Links are in the description. My name is Scott. New channel is going to be Alpha Omega Network. It's Alpha Omega Podcast Network to be more accurate. About to roll out. Building a video base right now, Bank. Today's video is going to be about the Illinois Purge Law, otherwise known as the Illinois Safety Act, as you'll see right here. Where did I put it? Right here. So, beginning January 1st, 2023, Illinois non-detainable offenses will be aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, threatening a public official. Here's the sheriff saying he's said there's a whole bunch of sheriffs, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, let me go back to Facebook. My feed links are in the description. I got 2 tweet channels. One's going to be the new Alpha Omega tweeter. The other one's going to be the Wag Chicago. So the news will be on that side, and the spiritual garbage will be on the other, and other topics. But off of news is going to be the new network with the co-host and a whole bunch of other things. We're going to have all kinds of garbage going on. So back to Facebook here. I just posted this morning, and I already got a tag on it. Said I go, when Facebook or the lords are telling me, because I've done this for 3 years now, what's information that is real, but they don't want you to know about, when they cover the screen, you know I'm not lying. How about that? Even if you're a retard, you can see this. So let's take a look at my photo. This is the photo they blocked out, by the way. This is right off of their law. Like, really? This is from a news station, by the way. This is Publishing News of Southern Illinois. Posted this picture. Like, but that now is fake news, according to the lords, right? No, it ain't. Let's go over here to Illinois Purge Law. Now, stay tuned, because in a minute, after this little segment, I'm going to show you there's some training coming to Illinois on the use of force, which I've been telling you in all these videos about the purge. You better know your use of force law in Illinois, because you can't do nothing. Like, I'm just saying, unless your life is in danger. There's no castle doctrine in Illinois. Remember that. I got people I know that think there's a castle doctrine in Illinois. No, the fuck there ain't. Well, you know what that means? Unless if someone tries to hurt you, like take you out, but not to lunch, you must retreat and do everything possible before you hurt that person. Don't believe me? Look it up. If there's a castle doctrine, you don't have to worry about that. Illinois is not like that. And if you think the sheriff or your local police could do anything about it, talk to them. Start talking to your cops. You see them at the gas station. Hey, what do you think of the purge law? They're going to tell you it's real. And it's so real that the sheriff's departments in Illinois are asking the state and the feds to give them money to hire 50% more patrol officers. See how that works? Because all hell is about to break loose. And they're in a jam because they're already short, but police are always out of budget. Like, they never have enough. But now you're going to increase the caseload with all this crime, and there's still not one new cop. Like, whatever, do you? You don't care. You're going to care. You're really going to care. This law was passed in 2021 or 2020 during the CV scam demic, and they slid it in a 20-minute session, dark 30. It's like 5:30 in the morning. In a 20-minute session, because they didn't want you plebs to know what your lords were doing. And now they're telling me and you that I'm not telling you the truth. This is going to be Wizard 102. This is what your lords do. I'm going to read now the news article, one of them. This is NBC, right? NBC Chicago is saying that this is all fake. None of this is going to happen. Let's see what they say. Across social media and in political speeches and ads, Illinois elimination of cash bail as part of new legislation set to take effect in the coming months, in about 37 days to be exact, has been the source of misinformation. Wizard, your misinformation. You're about to lie in your own article. You effing scum. You're lying to the public about their own safety. Instead of saying you should learn the law, learn what you could do and not do when somebody moves into your yard or your house. There's not a damn thing you're going to do about it. The police aren't doing nothing about it. They can't. Not their fault. This is your lords who made this law. Ask any cop you know in Illinois. They'll tell you the same thing I'm saying. We could show up. We'll give them a parking ticket. Maybe give them a ride down the street. If you're lucky, like a taxi service. Across social media. Okay. It says misinformation, with some even likening it to the horror film The Purge, in which criminal activity of all kinds is allowed for 12 hours. This is how they debunk this. This is not the Purge Law because there's no law written specifically that allows all crime legal for 12 hours. So you're not allowed to use anecdotes. You're not allowed to use inference. You're not allowed to use, what do you call it? When you're talking pictures, I always forget that word, even though that's how I speak. Anagram, whatever, not anagram, it was the words like the whatever, it doesn't matter. My point is, this is how they're technically debunking you. Watch, because they're liars. January 1st. Okay, it's much ado about nothing. Really? How about this professor sit their ass right here in Illinois and watch the property value go to zero? Watch this garbage. It's much ado about nothing is a quote. Richard Kling, a clinical professor, garbage, PhD. Go after yourself. Your letters is garbage. Of the law of Chicago at the Chicago Kent College. Oh, he lives there. See, so this asshole gets to see firsthand what's about to happen. And I'm gonna call this guy up and see what happened about 2 months. See how he thinks of his lies right here. I think realistically, people who are dangerous are still going to be kept in custody. I think this is how they lie to you. This is Wizard 102 class. I think means nothing. That's your opinion, asshole. Mr. Klingon. Richard Dick Kling Dick. See how that works? And he works for the dark arts. So he's a college professor. That's another clue, okay? I think realistically he's probably into kids too. Like teaching kids, I mean, like whatever that means. I think realistically, I don't know this person, but he's an asshole already. I think realistically you're an asshole because you're not thinking realistically. You think that the law that says you must let second-degree murder and under out is not going to happen. And because you think that, I know people personally that says it's just not going to happen. January 1st, they're not going to let anybody out of jail. Why? Because I just don't think they'll do it. This is a college professor. This is Jamoke. This guy's teaching law. None of this would be allowed in law in the courtroom. I think doesn't matter. That's not allowed in court. That's hearsay. Because you're an asshole. What a snake. These fucking lawyers are snakes. The teachers, while other states, including New Jersey, which is a shithole now, New York also a shithole, and so forth. Washington's got them, Oregon's got them, and local cities. See how that works? This is going to be a statewide shithole law for the first time for the New World Order WEFers. See, it's going to create chaos. Or not. Maybe like this guy says, I don't think it'll create chaos. I don't think that when criminals know they're not going to jail, but they get a court date for a year from now to show up for bashing my skull in with a piece of 2x4, that's not a jailable offense anymore. Unless it's second-degree murder or higher. Oh, you didn't die. So while you're in the hospital, this guy's out back at your house living in your shed. Not a damn thing you will do. Nothing. Nothing. And I'll tell you why in a second. Because the law, they kept a special law for freedom pellet owners, or use, not owners. If you happen to use a freedom pellet in a crime, then they can hold you. That was left in there. You know why? Because there's going to be good people that never thought of doing nothing wrong, that aren't going to know the law. That's your fault. There's 3 crackheads eating my dog in the shed. What are you going to do about it? You will do nothing. If you do something about it, you're breaking the law. And if you use it with a pellet, freedom pellet doohickey in your hand, now you fall under the law that's still in there. You committed a crime with a freedom pellet. You're going to jail for 10 years for removing said garbage out of your yard. That's the lowest. Trespassing is the easiest one for me to compare to because that's a parking ticket offense no matter what. Trespassing is garbage. But trespassing when they won't leave your yard and you got little kids that want to play on the swing set, what are you going to do? You will do nothing. They know this, by the way. They wrote the law this way. Mark Maxwell, the drumbeat of disinformation continues. Under the Safety Act, these crimes can be detained pre-trial. Number 1, look, I just said, number 1, if a gun was used in the commission of the crime. You think they're going to arrest the gang members in Chicago that are slaughtering each other right now? Now it becomes legal, basically, not legal, but the same effect with these Soros garbage. See, Chicago was able to do it because they're already in the New World. They're one of the 26 cities. Like, they're part of the New World Order. That's why it's a fucking hole, a fucking shithole. And getting worse. They're going to rebuild everything, see? And then they're going to move all the plebs who take the beast mark for the new money, which is coming, by the way. You're going to be moved to the city. What? That's later, though. You read the manual. Number 2, it's a repeat offense. Number 3, the defendant has violated terms of release. Number 4, the judge deems the defendant as a flight risk. That's not true. You have to get a special hearing to get the judge to decide if it's a flight risk. Not at the arrest. This will be a hearing for later. You think this asshole's coming back to see if the judge wants to hold him forever? No, he won't. So here it is. Upon verified petition by the state, the court shall hold. This is the law. This is 720. The law, 720 ILCS 5/2-8. Sorry, I'm yelling. This is garbage because none of you believe this is coming. And they keep lying to you. They blocked my picture this morning. I have to do a video on this now. They are charged with a forcible felony that is non-probationable. So that's how they get away with this. The judge could keep a felon, technically, then they get quiet. They can only keep it if the probation is not allowed in the crime if they get convicted down the road. So if you did something, let's say there's no probation, you have to read the law. If there's no probation, let's say you stick somebody with a long blade through their neck and it comes out the other side. You have to look at the law. Maybe under felony aggravated battery and attempted murder, if the attempted murder's got no probation, which I think it does, I don't even know what's now probation. Maybe a serial killer would be non-probation, but they let the guy out that did Reagan. Remember the guy who took Reagan down? Like, you don't remember, but in the 80s, his name was Hinckley, right? You know he's running around. He's got a YouTube channel. He's a musician now. That's just a different state, but I'm just saying, if that's probationable. Oh, wait, he was convicted as a mental fuck, so he didn't even go to jail. Like, just saying, keep that in mind for the future. That guy's on the loose right now for your Bible playing out. But they're mocking the end times. This is what they're doing. Like, that's another story. They are charged with aggravated stalking or stalking, and their release poses a real and present threat to the physical safety of the victim. Now, it's going to tell you in a minute, the only way you can get, now the domestic's covered, like if your husband bashes the wife in or the kids or whatever, they're going to keep like probably for 3 days, whatever the law is. Like, they're only not going to keep them long, but like it's going to stay like they currently do. However, if I go after somebody and I stalk them and I stab them and all that garbage, you have to get in front of another judge or the judge and say, look, I think doohickey guy is going to hurt this person again because they're still in the hospital when he gets out. Then the judge can say, maybe we should keep him a couple of days or give him a bond. That's only when it comes to this kind of stuff. The family member or member of their household is the victim. The person was subject to the terms of the order of protection, and the release poses a real and present threat to the... Okay. They are charged with domestic battery. All right, we got that. They are charged with a sex crime, and their release poses a real and present threat to the physical safety of any person or persons. So sex crimes, domestic battery are kept the same, basically, as it is now. which is very lax, anyways. I know somebody with 30 counts, 3 Class X felonies, and he's on bond. So small bond too, by the way. 30 victims, like, so it's already lax. Now it's gonna get even worse. Like, they are charged with aggravated or reckless discharge, armed habitual criminal, manufacture. Here's where we go. Manufacture of bullets, unlawful sale of purchase firearms. This is what they cared about: firearms, gun running, trafficking, involuntary servitude, or human trafficking, and their release presents a threat to the physical safety of any specific identifiable person or persons. Which means in court you got to identify the witness or the victim in open court. You see the trick here? Sometimes those are under seal because it's so dangerous. When you're dealing with cartels, and now you're going to say who the child, let's say it's a child victim, unless the child name is going into the court or whatever, even if it's an adult victim, they have to be listed, and then it's going to be all public. Then the rest of the gang will go get you. Like, this ain't going to happen. This is all garbage wizard bullshit. They have a high likelihood of willful flight and are charged with felony, if any felony offense other than a class 4. Previously, history of flight or failure to appear in court cannot be considered a determination of flight risk. Listen to what they just said. How are you going to prove the guy's a flight risk if you can't bring up his past history? Wizard 101. Lawyer Wizard 101. Lawyers are the babble interpreters. They interpret the devil's work. English is the dirty language of the world. We need lawyers to interpret this garbage. Lawyers, land, air, water, LAW, and your, what is that garbage association they're with out of Europe, like England, right? Bar. Look at the bars. These guys don't work for you, by the way. They work for the England, like, or look it up. Like, maybe not. Maybe they don't. I'm not here for that. I'm just saying I'm getting blocked for fake news when it's all real. Like, so the purge is at a time when people were, where they say there's a free for all. That's not. This is how they can deny it. It's not the purge. It's not a free for all. No, it's only free for all for the criminals. It's not a free for all for you if you're defending your property, your wife, your children from getting harmed, your front door, your shed, your food. Because if you get bashed in the head and they steal your food, that guy's not going to jail. Not. Because you're not going to be able to prove their flight risk. Like, how are you going to get them? Well, the guy never did it before. Like, because these people are starving to stealing food now. Like, what? Anyways, the purge. Okay, still the elimination of cash bail among the most contentious part of the Safety Act. A wide-ranging criminal justice bill Illinois lawmakers passed in 2021 in response to the nationwide reckoning of racism and police brutality. Like, but the law doesn't create a new classification of non-detainable offenses, as critics claim. You just read the non-detainable offenses. Like, it's right here. I just read them. It's in 720 ILCS 5/110-6.1, 730 ILCS 55253, or 5/5-5-3. These are chapters, and here it is. And then I got the Lord's telling me that this ain't in the law. It sure is. I read 800 pages of most of it. It gets boring after a while, but they're gonna retrain cops better. Like, how about raise the standards for cops? You lowered this. Remember the Supreme Court? We were talking about quota cops last night, as a matter of fact. Like, whatever that means. Like, they're useless. And number 2, they lowered the standard. IQ for cops by the Supreme Court. I think it was 2012 or 06. There was 2 different times. 2012, I think it was 2012 is when they lowered the IQ allowed for cops. They lowered it because a cop that was really smart, they banned him from being a cop. And that went all the way to the Supreme Court. Now, since I think it was 2012. Since then, the police shit's gone to garbage. Like, you got, like, look at my video from a few days ago where it says good tactics, bad tactics. Right up here a few days ago. One cop knows what he's doing. The other cop was scared and ran. Like, that's your quality. It was a quota cop too. Whatever that means. The purge is a time when this is going to get so horrific. The purge is a time where they say it's a free-for-all client. I wish I just played. That's all it is addressing bail. You can't, and you're not given an invited for for any free for all for crime. So this is how they're getting away with it. The purge is like it's a rhetoric. It's to get your attention. Like, the purge means The criminals are going to have the purge. They're not going to be punished. Like, they're already not being punished. Now there's going to be no bail. Promise you'll show up in court in a year, 2 years. You know how full the jails are going to get, or the court system? You're going to have a guy crush your skull with an ice pick. Hey, show up in court in about 2 years. And then hopefully no other CV garbage comes along where they close the courts down again with lockdowns. You imagine, just use your head. Suspects can still be jailed pre-trial if they are considered a public safety risk. If you tried to kill somebody, aren't you a public safety risk already? So why do we have this at all? Like, oh, because they're black or whatever color that you're saying is racist. Like, I didn't make them do that. We all have choices. I don't care what color, what race, what identity, what one of 75 sexes you are. Go after yourself. That's all communism. But whatever. Like, do you. Like, if you want to stab somebody and now you got to pay a bond, that's racist on the court system? The court didn't make you hurt somebody. Oh, but it's because of whatever, right? I don't think so. But if you protect yourself with said gun from a situation, you now are breaking this new law. So I'm going to keep going with the law. Now let's get into how you can help yourself. This will be the conclusion. Go back to my Facebook. Look what they said when they blocked my garbage. Illinois did not pass a real purge law. Judge makes final decision on bail. No, he doesn't. Only if the state's attorney requires a hearing to determine if special circumstance should held such person. Like, it's not automatic, number one. Number two, you have to meet super high criteria to hold that person. Otherwise, they want to pass it because it's still racist then. If you hold a black guy for running 10 people over with, and none of them died, so it's not murder. To say all of them are in the hospital with broken necks, they're going to be paralyzed the rest of their life. Maybe the state attorney would say, hey, judge, can we hold this guy? Like, he did it on, he said it on the news. He was live streaming it. Maybe then a judge can't even hide at that point. They're going, yeah, we better hold this prick. Like, remember in Wisconsin, Waukesha? Remember that doohickey? Those people died. Well, let's say none of them died. What would you do with this guy? Like, that's the highest end. Like, lowest end is you got a couple of asshole crackheads living in your backyard with tents, if you're lucky. Or maybe they just take over your garage. What are you going to do about it? You will do nothing unless you know the law. See, they fact-check me by saying there's this misleading. Look what their answers. Social media posts misleads the pretrial. They don't give me an answer. They don't give you an answer. They don't give you an answer. They don't give you an answer. They just say I'm lying. No, I'm not. By the way, I'm a retired cop. So I kind of know a little inside garbage here. And I already know that criminals don't give a fuck about the law already. And when you're going to give them a pass where they don't have to spend the night in jail for most crimes, up to second-degree murder, but any high-class felony, they could ask for a detention hearing, I guess. It's in the law, but good luck with that, especially if you're in Cook County, where it's run by the World Economic Forum. Like, that's a true story. Look up the state's attorney, what's her name, Fox. She's run all these states attorneys in these big cities, Miami, the one in Washington, Seattle. That whole area is a shithole, but they're going to do it to our whole state. So the entire state of Illinois is become Chicago. That's a true story. Now watch this video. I got to get to the video. Hang on. My internet's slowing down. Give me a second. Now, here's what you can do a little bit about. I keep telling you, know your use of force laws. By chance, the ether sends into my feed to this morning, legal use of force workshop. I don't know these people. I'm not affiliated. I don't get paid. Nothing. But this is something you need to know. It's not to everybody I know personally. Free gifts with a $1,000 value. There's no charge for this. It says, like I posted here, like I've been saying, Illinois, you better know the laws about use of force. T-minus 37 days until Illinois Purge Law commences. Godspeed. Crystal Lake, Illinois. For those in the area, or drive up, When you can use, oh, we go. Lightning Defense Academy, 370 West. I don't know these people. This is this information I'm putting out. Free workshop when you can use force. Learn when it's justified to protect yourself and your family and your home. You better take this class, or you're going to end up in jail. The criminal ain't going to go to jail. You're going to become the criminal. Save my seat. Click here. I'll put a link to this in my thing. Why should you attend this free live workshop? You'll understand the conditions that need to be present to use any level of force, and when it's justified to protect yourself, your family, and your home. Free bonus, etc. Time Wednesday, November 30th. That's in 5 days. 6 p.m. USCCA official partner. I think that's a company you can buy insurance in case you kill someone in your house. They give you a lawyer and all this. I think that's who this is. Location, Lightning Defense Academy in 370 West Virginia Street, Crystal Lake, Illinois, 60014. What to bring, questions you have had. I should go to this. I'm going to sign up for this. Let me see if I can do it. Seating is limited. I don't even know if I can get a seat. Hang on, let me take a look. I don't want to do it. I don't want to give you. Well, I get you guys know my email. Wagschicago is my email. That's public information. Why not? I'm not a member. Hang on, I gotta go back. I just hit the wrong button. Oh, he wants me to fill this out. All right, I'm not a member though. I'm gonna finish this off offline. I want you to know about it. Link will be in the description. Let me play the video though, real quick for you. Stand by. Internet's very slow. All right, let me get back to it. Hang on. Did I have it up here? Hang on. Yeah, let me go back. I lost the spot. Hang on one second. Anyways, how was your Thanksgiving? Oh, well, I may post it. I posted. I guess I got a video, a little surprise video, a little surprise guest to my Thanksgiving. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you on a post. I'll make a separate post. Here we go. Let's get back to the Crystal Lake event. It's a quick video, and then I'll end this. And I'm gonna go sign up for the class. Even though I had to learn all this as a cop, by the way. This is why I'm telling people you better learn this garbage. Like, right here. Where is it? Where's the video? Oh, maybe because I already logged in. Hang on, is this the video? There's a video here. Hang on a second. I'll put the link in the description. I want to go log in before I lose a slot here. Learn your use of force because you can't do what you think you can do. I've had people say, I'll just put a doohickey in their mouth and drag them out of my yard. If you drag somebody out of your yard, not even drag, if you say, I'm ordering you to leave and you escort them out, that's called kidnapping. If you're in the house, you don't understand what kidnapping is. You don't have to tie anybody up. If you have, let's say, a crackhead sitting in your bathroom, you call the police 3-4 hours before they get there because they're so busy. Now, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You might want to go to this class and find out what you can do about it and what you can't do about it. I'm not a lawyer doctor, but I bet you these people might know a little bit about the law. It's Wag Chicago. Godspeed, everybody. Hope to see you at the defense class. Have a great day. The Purge Law is the Safety Act, and they're using rhetoric. You wizard fucks.